Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm here with the boys, Aaron, Jacob and Heggy. And before we get into what we're doing today, make sure you're liking, you're following, subscribing, all that good stuff, as I like to say.
Race to 5k is on.
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas. And what will you do if we do get 5k, Aaron, at Christmas?
We'll surprise them. We'll come up
Scuddies.
with I've got 3 sitting right here.
Brilliant stuff. Right, so today, boys, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to give you guys a category or an argument, and I will ask you A or B to see what side of the argument you're going to be on first. Oh, calm down, we'll get to it. And then I will reveal to you what you'll be arguing for, and you'll have to argue against the other person, and myself, and the other person that's not in that particular argument will then have to vote for the correct answer. And it's not just simply what you actually believe as the judge. It is who put the better argument. Have they swayed you in any way? Try and make it as fair as you can.
Do you go personal or?
You do you, mate.
Yeah, I think that you have to disregard everything you know before the argument starts.
If you can, try to.
Forget everything I know.
Yeah.
I've just done that instantly.
Okay. Anyone want to start off?
I'd love to go first.
You want to go first?
Definitely.
Anyone else? Which one are you?
I'll go A.
You want to go A? Jacob going B?
Beautiful.
Perfect. You boys will be arguing, Heggy, that Reece James is a better fullback than Jacob.
He probably is.
I'll get to it. Trent Alexander-Arnold for Jacob. So Jacob, Trent Alexander-Arnold is better than Reece James. Heggy, Reece James is better than Trent. Who'd like to start?
I'd love to start.
I'd
love to start.
I'm A.
Exactly, so I get to go first.
They've already argued.
The rule is A side does go first.
Is that where the rule is?
No, next, because B's going next game.
Right,
Mate.
I'll start. They are both right backs.
Good start. My turn.
I'd like to say, Heggy's going to get a wee 20-30 seconds here to speak where you cannot speak. And Aaron
Silence.
Yep.
And
then you can argue.
So, they're both right backs, and the main fundamental statistic attribute you're looking for is defending, because they are right backs. Trent Alexander-Arnold cannot defend. Reece James is one of the best defensive right backs in the world. Also, he's better going forward with the ball at his feet than Trent. Trent is a better passer, I'll grant it, but if I'm wanting a player to drive forward, I'm picking Reece James.
Jacob, would you like a 20-30 seconds?
I would love. So, just going off this weekend, Trent was unbelievable and got man of the match and scored v Man City. And I think Reece James might have the week off next week after getting pumped 4-1 and getting an early bath.
Okay.
I can add to it if you want. Trent is phenomenal footballer. They'll play him centre mid, they'll play him right back. Reece James plays about 3 games a season. I just think there's not even a close comparison. I think if you're going top 5 English right backs, James is 5th and Trent's top 2.
Okay, Heggy, how would you respond to that?
Total nonsense.
Oh, definitely. I mean, next week.
How can you...
Can we invite James on next Sunday because he's off?
Yeah, but how can your first argument be just about one game that happened at the weekend?
No, it's just the most recent. Trent is far better footballer.
Can I ask a question to the jury?
Yeah, you can, please do.
Aaron, who do you believe was man of the match in the Manchester City-Liverpool game?
Did you watch the game first?
I did watch the game.
Who was it?
I don't think it was Trent.
Who do you think it was?
I think it was Jeremy Doku.
Who was up against Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a bad defender.
He's definitely not a bad defender.
He does. He's a very, very poor defender.
I think Trent is very similar to Tav. Obviously, just at a slightly worse level. Like a more elite level of what Tav does. And would you say Tav can't defend?
I think Tav's a better defender than Trent.
No. No, I don't think so. Trent won the league with Liverpool and broke all sorts of defensive records with him next to... I don't even know who he'd have been next to, right centre half. But being unbelievable at defending. It's a myth that Trent can't defend. And now they're finding positions for him because he's that good at football. And this is from an Everton fan.
Are they trying to find him a position though because he's not good enough to be that out and out right back?
Well, James is nowhere near the conversation.
Why is that?
Because he's not good enough. He prefers Trippier, Walker and Trent.
Okay, I think we've heard enough there, Aaron. It's tough, by the way, isn't it?
It's a tough one.
Some good arguments, by the way. That was good. I was starting to get a wee bit like...
I would be appalled.
Yeah. And I want that to continue. I really do. That was really good. See, so we are trying to leave...
Are you going on the argument or going on...
The argument.
See,
it's what you guys put forward there. And
right.
I think, because it's unfair for us to try and give an actual view. Do you want to go first then, and who you think? Do you have a winner on that one?
I have a winner.
Because I have a winner as well.
It was very close. Both put forward some good arguments, but I would give it to Jacob and say Trent.
Okay. Interesting enough, I would have given it to Heggie based off the argument.
Oh, right, we need a fifth member of
But
the flat.
There's a comment
Oh,
section.
there is a comment section, and that is perfect. This is perfect for you guys to come in and tell us who you preferred. And the argument, it's based on the argument. I will put out that because of the fact that he's just always missing, that I would have gone for Trent normally, but I think the argument that Heggie put out was slightly better. I almost got you really annoyed, which I felt he got you more annoyed than you got him.
I think the thing is, I'd have done the same. I think Trent is better, actually think so. But if I was given James, I'd have given loads of good comments and I probably would have wound Heggie up as
You
well.
think so?
I think that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, I also think Trent is better.
Yeah, well that's good.
Well, I think
That's
that's what
really,
wound me up
you've
as
done
well.
really well there to win. Well, you've won from me, but
You drew.
you drew.
You drew. I think we're going to be a lot of draws.
That famous 1-1 win.
Okay, right. Next up, boys. This one's massive, and Aaron, you're in this one as well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you pick the A or B side.
I think, and I know you weren't up for this, I do think you can get involved here.
No.
No?
No,
Doesn't want
I'm telling you,
he doesn't want it off you.
I've
Aaron.
created them all. Put like fine, so you guys can argue. A or B?
I'm going to go for A.
Okay.
Jake, I'll let you have it.
I'll take it. Let him have it.
I was really, really hoping for the other way around because it would be hilarious.
Oh, then let's let Heggie have this one then.
No, not from you. I mean, Aaron picking B. So I have Celtic for A,
Which is
Rangers for B, which is what you are.
Yeah.
Who's the bigger club?
Oh!
I know. Imagine the other way
You
around.
should have just rigged it.
I should have rigged it. Should have rigged it.
Rig it.
Do you know what? We're rigging it all the way round. Perfect. Great. Heggie, let's enjoy
So
this.
Jacob, let's just not do anything.
No. I want you to try and win. Don't start your nonsense. I know what you're like, and you struggle to say
bigger
anything else.
club, so not the better, just
Bigger club.
I can't believe I'm actually having an argument.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do the same for you for the other way round. So, and we're bear in mind, Heggie and I are. So,
You're judging you.
as B side, you get to go first this time, Jacob.
So, they've got a bigger stadium, and so most weeks have more empty seats. So I think that makes them bigger, as there's like so many extra seats that are there that you can see when you watch them.
Bear in mind, Jacob, any wee remarks like that will be graded against you.
May have a negative effect.
If you start going, they have empty seats. It's kind of going
A lot
against
of them,
it.
though.
A lot of them. It's kind of going against your argument, mate. Aaron's already got a point now.
They won the Champions League.
Yep.
They won it with a team that within 10, 15 miles, no other club in the world's done that. That's phenomenal. That makes you a big club.
This is hard for you. I love it.
Big club. Why are they a big club? They
I think
were
they're
in the
big.
Champions League. They were in the Champions League 2 years in a row. That's quite impressive. I don't know if they won a game in either Champions League run. No. Big club. They won. Big club. They've got a big Adidas sponsorship, which is massive. Like Adidas are potentially better than Nike. That's up for debate. Whereas
Maybe
like
kits, I would say.
yeah, with kits. I know that they made the world's worst green and white home kit, but it's with Adidas,
Right.
so it's a big club.
You've had a good minute here, by the way. You really must love Celtic.
And they've got Brendan Rodgers in, who had recently managed in the Prem. I can't remember what happened at the end with the club he was at, but get a Premier League manager in, whereas obviously our manager wasn't from the Prem, so that's big club.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. A bit condescending, but we'll move on to Aaron. Aaron, you got. I don't know if that's easy to follow or hard. It depends on which way you go.
Depends
About
what way
this.
you
You could win this by just being fair and honest.
I was very fair and honest.
You were, but then you were also. We'll get to it.
Okay, so earnestly, Rangers are because one of the biggest clubs in the world, in my opinion, in terms of fan base, in terms of stature.
Standing ovation. Well done.
Obviously, they've got a historic stadium, serial winners back in the day. Obviously, Celtic are among there as well, but obviously you can't.
So this is no, you're at Celtic.
I know.
Celtic are we're than Rangers in your minds just for this. 1 minute, just for a minute.
I understand that. Obviously, they've had their success in Europe as well. European Cup, Winners' Cup, 72. Got to 2 UEFA Cup finals recently.
Yep.
Have been better than Celtic in Europe in recent times.
What else makes them a big club?
Obviously, I feel like
Bigger.
that's a lot of it there. They've obviously got massive fan base, massive expectations. Like if you're a Rangers manager, a Rangers player, you're going out there to 50,000 every week at Ibrox.
Why are they big? Why is that bigger than Celtic? what is it that they've got over Celtic? Jacob was quite good at guessing.
Obviously, they have by stature won the most league titles with 55.
There you go.
You said the line.
You said the line.
They've been well up there with most successful teams in the world.
Yeah.
So,
right. Well,
I think we've learned a few things here.
do you not think it's a good chance for Jacob to kind of respond to what Aaron said. See what they
I
said.
don't think he wants
Have you got
I
anything else to
think-
add before we give it?
I
this?
think Aaron's done really well there. I do. Like he's used facts. We both used facts.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
facts are on the table.
I think we've learned who the bigger person is at this table.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I think we have as well. It's
But
not
is that
winning orange.
does that matter? Does that matter? He's feeling it though. Does
I-
that matter in terms of this? Who
I'm gonna,
won the
I'm
argument?
going to step in right now. Aaron, well done. You've won this argument. Jacob, don't think he got the assignment. It was
not good for the next 2 weeks for me.
Listen, I appreciate everything that Jacob said, but if I'm going to be fair and balanced,
Arm takes any dub he can. Let's be
Aye,
honest.
fair play.
Right.
You were not as biased as Jacob somehow managed to be, even though he was saying those lovely things about your club and then taking them away the second he said them.
for the pettiness, I respect it.
Yeah. So I do. Yeah. Heggie, you're agreeing. Aaron?
Oh, Arm definitely won.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron, as winner of that one, you
Yep.
can now go against Heggie.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A or B, Arm?
A or B.
I'm going to go B this time. I'm going
Nice.
to change over.
So it's back to A first.
So you'll be taking Haaland.
Okay.
That's the player you're representing. That's your player. You're his lawyer.
I'm his lawyer.
And you're taking Mbappe,
Will be
Heggie.
his lawyer.
I don't know if you want to be his lawyer. Yeah, you're right. So Mbappe against Haaland. We're going to start with the A side. Are you the A side?
Ah,
Oh,
that's Heggie. He was
Heggie. So Mbappe, why is he better than Haaland?
I'm just going to say 2 words. World Cup. Mbappe has won a World Cup. Haaland's still in his bed trying to qualify for the Euros. He cannot do it. He just can't do it in the biggest stage of them all. Mbappe, electric pace. Probably the most frightening player in world football on his day. I think, if I'm being honest, Haaland's probably a better striker of the football, into the back of the net, but there's a lot more to football than just that. Mbappe is quicker. Mbappe has more technical ability, better at passing, better at dribbling. I think all round he is a better player.
Okay, that's a nice monologue. I liked it.
That was really
Good.
zoomed
Aaron,
in.
your shot. Haaland.
I think the whole aspect of World Cup is a bit cliche and lame. I think obviously the season he's had at Manchester City will, I think, never be equalled his first season. He's done it everywhere he's been. He's done it for his team in Norway, Molde. He's done it for Salzburg. He's done it for Dortmund, and now he's doing it for Man City. He's won a Champions League. He is what City really, really needed, and it would not surprise me at all if he goes on and pretty much breaks every record in English scoring that he could possibly get if he stays long term. I think Mbappe has been stunted by the fact he's been stuck at that PSG team for so long, and I think if Mbappe was really serious about wanting to become that sort of level, he would go to like the Real Madrids. I know he wants to, but I think Haaland has the ability to do it anywhere he goes. I've not seen that from Mbappe.
Okay. Heggie, you're going to have to respond to it.
He's put across some good points there.
He has, but I think he's...
What top are you wearing under your hoodie?
We'll say no more about that.
I disagree with the point you said about Mbappe, about how he's not done it everywhere he's been. He has. He's played for Monaco and PSG and been the star man in both teams. That star-studded Monaco team, he was the shining bright light. He hasn't performed in the Champions League as well as Haaland, granted, but if you look at their trophy cabinets, Mbappe just trumps Haaland, second to none.
I think it's a case of Haaland hasn't had the big team experience, and I think once he has more of that at Manchester City, he will easily rival Mbappe's trophy count.
This is good, isn't it?
That was really.
I'm really
enjoyable.
struggling, because I think they were both very good.
They both were definitely
Both
very, very good.
Very, very good.
I have a winner though. Do you have a winner?
I want to hear what yours is, because I might change mine based
Yeah.
off that. No, we'll see. I don't actually... maybe.
When
Just-
Heggie
just.
spoke at the start, I thought, wall, excellent point,
Yeah.
excellent point, excellent point. Bar obviously the bit about the World Cup because Haaland plays for Norway are crap.
I was literally about to say that, yeah.
Then Aaron went and he blew him out the water.
He might have done.
It was really good, and I saw Heggie going, he's done well there.
Yeah.
Gary Nadell.
So I think, are we going to give it to
I'm
Aaron
giving
here
it to
then? I will agree with you. I think
He's
Aaron
done
will get
really
it.
well.
I would also agree that Heggie started off thinking this is going to be tough for
Yeah.
Aaron. Well done.
Who
Aaron,
would you actually have?
Mbappe.
I'd have
Would
Mbappe just behind him.
I think I'd have Haaland.
I'd have Haaland.
There you go.
I'd have
Love that the judges were
2v2.
Yeah, 2v2. Okay, nice. Right. Okay, so we're back to the boys at the start. That is Heggie against Jacob. This one's really interesting.
He's made the quiz.
Very interesting.
Is it really good?
A or B, Jacob?
A or B.
A or B?
Look in the eyes.
A.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You will be arguing for your club winning the Champions League, and you're arguing for your country winning the World Cup.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, Jacob, you can start.
So, Heggie, would you agree or disagree that your favourite game you've ever watched potentially was Rangers versus Leipzig in the Europa League semi-final?
I'd agree.
And that was the Europa League, and that was a semi-final. So could you even begin to think what a Champions League final with Rangers would be? Especially nowadays with the finances. Like last year we didn't win a point in the Champions League. So imagine then this Rangers side, James Tavernier, lifting the Champions League trophy. I think nothing matches that because you've got to qualify for it. So we've won the league or done the qualifiers. The group stage, quarterfinals, last 16, other way about, semi-final, like the amount of top teams and money spent, because it's not like you've got your team due to where you stay or whatever like that. You've got to have bought well. I think there would be nothing could match it. Nothing could match it at all.
Heggie?
I think everything you just said there can be also granted to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We've not seen Scotland qualify in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine winning the whole thing.
It would be good.
Also, but you said you need to beat tough teams to get there, qualifying, group stages, all the knockout games as well, and just think of the unity in the country, all the hatred between Rangers and Celtic.
Gone. I'd be
Gone.
gutted.
Gone for one weekend only. When Scotland lift that World Cup, Andy Robertson lifting it up. Unbelievable.
See, bear in mind, you're not trying to persuade him, it's us.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Remember this.
just the way you were saying to him, I know Jacob right now, he's swayed.
If he was on the jury, he'd be voting for your argument.
Think as well, the population of Scotland is minute compared to the population in these big countries.
I like that. Can I come in here?
Yeah, of course you
of
can,
course.
please.
I'd say the percentage of, or ratio, sorry, of population of, say, Scotland to an England is what, 1 in 10? I'd say the amount Rangers can spend to a Man City is a lot smaller than a 1 in 10 ratio. So I think that the finance, or that Rangers, like just the amount of money that Rangers can spend.
So you think it's more impressive if
Much
Rangers
more
won it
impressive.
than if you think...
Scotland have players playing at the absolute highest level. Like, Robertson's top 3 left backs in the world.
Right.
Rangers don't have anyone anywhere near that.
Tavernier. No, but that's also exaggerating it a bit, saying England. There's countries like USA that even trump England population size.
Sure.
Scotland are a fraction of that.
Yeah.
I think that the percentage difference is bigger with that than Rangers and
No, I
Man
don't
City.
think so. I don't know the
It's up
numbers.
it's up to the jury.
It is.
It's up to the jury.
Yeah.
Aaron, what are you thinking, based on what I said?
I'm thinking that I have a winner.
Okay, so he's got
Oh,
a winner.
he knows
straight
what
away.
he'd rather between Scotland and the World
I was
Cup.
gonna-
or Rangers.
Scotland and it's Celtic for you, obviously.
Yeah,
in this
obviously
situation.
Scotland and
It's not
Celtic.
actually Rangers.
Oh, I would be leaving if it was.
So mine would be even tough. Mine would be Arsenal. So a lot of what you said would probably just mean nothing because they have a lot of money.
Well, I said
Yeah,
about the
not-
best game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've not listened to the jury. Or
I didn't need to.
Not took
I
their
saw
feelings
what-
into account.
No, you haven't.
You've not listened to one half of the jury.
What colour's your nose gone? Wee bit brown. Wee bit brown.
He has gone. He's gone for a brown nose. It's worked for him. I'm gonna be fair. He's right. The Arsenal thing. I'm gonna go with Heggie's argument.
Yeah, I'm with Heggie as well. I think just based off the fact of what it would mean for the country, and we've seen what's happened with countries the size of Scotland going far in the World Cup, Croatia.
Yeah.
Think of what it means for
Exactly.
them.
We've seen a Croatia get to finals. We've
Yeah.
not seen a Rangers Celtic get to a Champions League
But
final.
there was
Are you
also,
trying to crawl back out of the grave? Is that what you're trying to
I'm
do?
just saying.
He's rising from the dead here.
I'll bury him once and for all.
Okay, bury them then.
World Cups once every 4 years, Champions League every year.
That
Only
is
if you
true.
qualify for it.
Yeah, but
Rangers.
you've got the opportunity to win it every
The reason
year.
it's harder to qualify is every 4 years. So you can qualify 4 times in the
Scotland
state space. You can qualify
who'd a
once for the
higher
World
rank?
Cup.
Rangers in Europe or Scotland in the world rankings?
Scotland are higher.
Scotland are higher.
I don't
Scotland
know.
like
Yeah, they are.
It would be very close.
I think Scotland are in the 40s and Rangers might be close
Scotland
to
are
being
in the 30s.
Scotland Rangers are in the 30s.
Are you? Right, okay.
I think it's close. It'd be funny if it was the same number.
Would be funny.
would be.
I can
Okay, well, we've given Heggie that one.
What would you rather win?
Scotland win the
World Cup. World Cup. World Cup.
I used to always say Arsenal, but I think it just, if you deep it,
I think it's weird though because that Europa run was the best time of my life. So imagine that in the Champions League. I think doing it I think maybe it would be Rangers.
It's very, very close because
Yeah.
if Celtic are in a Champions League final, I am screaming my head off.
So we're checking right now to see
So
the
Rangers
coefficients.
are 29th.
29th. That's higher than you thought. Right next to Spurs and West Ham. And Frankfurt, of course. Good mates with Frankfurt, aren't they?
Wait, they do love Frankfurt. Great City.
Can't
wait for
we
Scotland
lost
to be
on
there.
penalties in our Europa League final. What was your score?
4-1, humped by our rivals. Yeah, that's right.
And
Does that make you feel better about yourself?
That's a wee bit. I think we're like 44th or 40th.
really that low?
Yeah, we didn't get
Wow.
we
That's
didn't
because
get
we've been
because
poor
we
recently.
played
Yeah, we're
No,
lower.
that's 29,
34.
34.
Okay.
It's not actually that bad.
really close.
Rangers are 5 rankings higher
Yeah.
than Scotland.
Pretty impressive.
Who's next then? So,
Jacob
It
and
was me and
Aaron.
Aaron.
Jacob and Aaron, A or B?
What was it there? I was A there. I'll take B.
Okay.
Okay.
I need time to compose myself. That was a lot of thinking.
It was.
You will be arguing if Man City won the league, the next 5 league titles in a row, they would be a bigger club than Manchester United. Another 5 in a row. Aaron, you'll be arguing that is not the case. And
Okay.
Man United are still bigger.
Okay.
If you think, yeah, go for that. We'll go for 5 titles in a row. And in that 5 titles, they're pretty dominant. They also probably throw in a few Champions Leagues. They're good. That's what I'm saying is another 5 years of complete dominance.
Basically,
And Man
another
U are
5.
still.
Stop. But yeah, they'd probably
still
get
what they are right
Ten
now.
Hag and they'd probably go back to Solskjaer a couple of times.
Wow.
You will go first for this and then Aaron can come
So-
at the end.
I think by that point, Man City will be selling out the Etihad every week. I think by then they'll have easily into the double figures of Premier League titles. Is it going to be more than the 13 Man United have?
Close.
With
I
5
think
more.
they're on 7
So I
right
put
now,
them
aren't
on
they?
12.
Not far off it.
I think as well, Man United never won anywhere. That would have been what, 10 out of 11 Premier League titles. Man U never done anything like that. And I think as well, you go talk about history. I think history changes, times change. I think if they've not won anything, like Man U haven't won anything in that long a time, it'll be 15 years, and City will have won 11 or 12 titles in that time. I think it's easy to say Man City are bigger there. I don't even think it's close.
Okay.
I think Man U will have completely fell off because now when you think of teams that haven't won stuff for 15, 20 years, because Everton have got loads of stuff, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Small club.
Okay.
Fair enough. Aaron, how do you respond?
Completely disagree. I think, obviously, you said 13 titles that Man United have won the Premier League. They've won 20 English League titles. You don't just take away history just for the sake of having a couple of bad arguments.
You're going back to the 1900s.
He's,
But
he's good, isn't he,
he
though?
watched them though.
He's good, though, isn't he?
Exactly. I mean, granted, City are a fantastic side and they will easily be up there among the top if they're there. But in terms of success in English football, there's one name that stands, and that's Manchester United. And even in their bad periods, as we've seen it, they've still won trophies. They still get to finals. They still know roughly how to do things. And I think it'll easily be a case of if something happens, Man United could easily be competing with them. So they might not even get those 5 titles to begin with.
I'm going to pose a question.
Okay.
Does success on the pitch just instantly grant you bigger?
No.
That's what you said.
Prolonged cess does.
Here's a question. You're an F1 fan now.
Yes.
So Red Bull are obviously quite a new. This is for anyone that doesn't know F1. I'm really sorry. But Red Bull are quite new, aren't they? And they've
Red
spent
Bull-
a lot of money and they've become the biggest, probably.
Red Bull came into the sport in 2005.
Right.
So
Okay. So similar to Man City.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say it's a fair comparison. They are the Man City
so,
of-
but they were Williams, for example, were bigger than them beforehand.
back in the 90s.
and the
yes.
biggest, probably one of the biggest. weren't
They're,
they?
I was going to say they're one of the top 4.
So my point is, now Red Bull have been that dominant now that they are, you would consider, way bigger than Williams.
right
Is
now,
that a similar comparison to Man United and Man City?
I think historic success still grants you a lot in this game, in any sport. I think if you look back at Williams, people will always remember, first and foremost, the success that they have had. The success they had in the 90s with Senna.
Let's not divulge down to
I know.
F1.
I meant just
No,
more.
but
Is that a similar?
I mean that in the sense of when you look
Like-
at Man United, you don't always think first off of their current form. You think of Sir Alex, you think of all the fantastic players they've had, Ronaldo, Rooney, etc., Ferdinand, Vidic, Van der Sar. You think of those teams that went to Premier League and dominated, Champions League finals, won them.
This is right now. You're getting closer and closer to. If you did a combined best Man U Man City team, you're getting closer and closer to 50-50, if not more Man City. If you're doing this in 5 years, where players have won, like you're telling me, Haaland's won 6 Premier League titles in a row and 2 or 3 Champions Leagues, you're gonna have him potentially over Rooney. So you're then gonna talk about more Man City players than Man U and combined 11s, etc. I think that just makes Man City a humongous club.
Okay, Adam?
I think the longevity of that, I think the fact that it's taken Manchester City this long to even be in that discussion, I think speaks volumes.
Yeah, but this is in 5 years' time.
Aye, but the fact it's still taking another 5 years for us to have this discussion.
Okay. Have you got an answer, Heggie?
I do.
Okay, would you like to go first and
It's
tell me
just
what it
on
is?
the argument.
On the
Yeah,
argument.
just now.
On the argument.
I think that Jacob made the most sound points. So I'm going with Jacob.
I actually do agree. I thought that Aaron's first 10, 15 seconds, I thought he was going to do it again.
It was brilliant. to
Started
start
off
with,
perfectly.
20.
But I do feel like you managed to argue well with them.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good argument. I like
very good argument. Yes.
It's absolute nonsense.
Oh, yeah, of course it's nonsense. Yeah, of course it's nonsense.
But we have to
but
argue.
if they
That's-
did win that, maybe it's not
Well,
absolute nonsense.
we'll do a couple more.
That's it.
Do a couple
Yeah.
more. Got enough time for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we need to wrap this up.
Heggie, are you against Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay.
A or B, Heggie?
I'll go B.
Okay,
I mean then.
you're right. Heggie, you will be arguing for Jurgen Klopp.
Is there any ABCs? Where I
You
get
can guess for Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
You can have Sean Dyche.
Is that a fight between the three of them?
A scrap to the death.
So am I first?
You can go
Yeah.
first.
Okay. So Pep Guardiola, granted, has won more than Jurgen Klopp, but he's done it on about 5 times the budget that Klopp has.
Okay.
Klopp has competed with one of the best teams to have ever been formulated, and he's done it on scraps in comparison. He's created a brilliant core, and they are always there or thereabouts. They have been the second best team in the league for almost 8 years. Maybe 7 or 6 years, if we're being fair. Everywhere he's been as well, he's done it. Dortmund, it was the underdogs again, got to Champions League finals, won the league over there. Champions League winner at Liverpool. I just don't think it's a fair comparison to say Pep is better than Klopp when he has spent as much money as he has.
Okay.
How do you respond?
I respond to that by simply saying that if you give Pep Guardiola everything that Jurgen Klopp has done, he is more successful than Klopp, in my opinion. I think he has won so much. He is tactically.
I don't understand
I
that.
don't understand that.
Okay.
Rephrase.
Right. How I'm rephrasing that is, I think Pep Guardiola is one of the most tactically sound managers that has ever been, and I think if you can give him, you can give him any challenge. I think he will bring success to that. We've seen it at City, we've seen it at Barcelona, and I know you said obviously Liverpool and that as well. Talk about competing off scraps. To beat that Liverpool side, you need to have the best tactical knowledge about there, I think. And obviously, it helps to have the team around him, but Pep is the real mastermind behind that.
How have you found biting your tongue? I really want to get involved constantly.
What?
Biting your how have you not got involved? Like wanted to just bite your tongues like.
Oh right, I thought you were coming go me biting my actual tongue because I was like, how do you know? It's in my mouth.
I'm gonna just put forward a simple question for Aaron. Does Pep Guardiola achieve what Klopp does with that Liverpool squad?
Yes.
I disagree. And I believe Klopp could do what Pep has done if he had that Man City squad.
I disagree. I think Klopp has so often fell at the final hurdle when it matters the most. You don't get that with Pep.
Has he?
I mean, you said it yourself. Champions League final, lost it.
He won one as well though.
Pep's won one as well.
Yeah, but he's not fell at the final hurdle.
Also,
He's
Pep's
won
won
the
it
league.
with Barcelona. So he is a serial winner, Pep Guardiola.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that in Jurgen Klopp. I see a winner, not a serial winner, and that's the difference between the best and the elite.
But if Klopp had the budget of Pep, he would be a serial winner.
I disagree. I think he would do things too differently.
Are you thinking it's if buts and maybes? Is that what you're saying?
I was going to say, I don't do if buts and maybes. I do absolutes. And in my absolute mind, Pep Guardiola is the elite level, whereas Jurgen Klopp is levels below.
Levels below.
Levels below. Levels, he's saying. Jacob, he's saying levels. I've got another F1 reference. Do you want to go back to that?
Oh, here we go.
I don't. I
No,
really
no.
don't.
By the way, just going to tell you, I can't stand F1, so that makes it even better.
Exactly, this man hates
But
it.
it is. I think with Pep Guardiola, maybe would you put the argument forward that in F1, the best driver gets the most expensive car? That's because he's the best driver. So they're going to
The best driver gets
so
the
the
most
best
expensive contract.
So Pep Guardiola,
Max Verstappen.
yeah.
Right
so
now,
Pep
yes.
Guardiola is the best coach, gets the best tools to play with it.
Are we wanting to just go on their argument?
That was what I thought.
Right.
But what do you think of their argument?
I think both of them made good points. I think both of them also made points that I disagreed with and just thought were a wee bit silly. But overall, who made, in my head now, the less silly points?
Are you saying they were
What was
both
the silly-
petulant? Do you
what was
think
the
they're
silly
both?
point?
Are you telling me they're both petulant?
No, I think that for Heggie, he said something about that. He's talking about money a lot. Klopp is spent. He's got the most expensive goalie and centre half and all this. And when Aaron
You're
said,
using that's Heggie's own argument against him.
yeah,
The
and
amount of times he said that.
and I'm about to use Aaron's own argument
I
against
see it,
him.
I see it.
Yeah, and Aaron spoke about how Klopp's lost at the final hurdle. How many times did Pep ruin Man City's Champions League run by
Oh, that's
changing
a
to
good point.
something
The
so
Tinker
stupid?
Man. Yeah.
He against he overthinks.
But my thing is, he eventually got it done.
So did
But
Klopp.
Klopp did it quicker with less money. But anyway, you're the ones to get involved.
On the argument,
On the argument, I'm going just winning Heggie. But it's close.
I would have just gone Heggie as well. I thought there was something you said that
At the
nearly
start,
got.
I think.
No, it was at the end. You said that I was like,
And then in the middle.
The whole thing is
he said a load of something. I would also. I'll go Heggie as well for this one.
Yeah, there were some good
Who
arguments.
do you actually agree is better?
Pep, obviously.
Pep, yeah, Pep.
Pep, yeah.
And Jurgen
My
Klopp.
whole F1 thing is simply that's why Pep's the best.
But he also didn't do that great with Bayern, and he should have more than
True.
one Champions League with Man City.
That's why I think Sir Alex is still ahead of him.
Just.
Okay, well we'll do one last. We'll do one
You
last.
should come up with an ABC somehow.
Okay, we'll try. We'll try.
Get him working.
He's earning his keep on this podcast.
Oh, this is tough.
I wasn't going to give you easy. Is there Benzema, Lewandowski, Suarez?
Something like that, because I was just going to give you Ronaldo, Messi. That's
not
tough.
thieves, I'm
to-
saying.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
What was Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets?
Nah, who one's...
I don't want to hear you discuss that.
Yeah.
Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. Perfect. Thanks, Aaron.
So you need to now stick to them.
I've got them. I've got the
I'll
order.
go C.
Okay.
B.
A.
CBA.
Which is one of the three of
So
us.
whoever C is Scholes,
That's me.
whoever is B is Gerrard,
That's me.
and whoever's A is Lampard.
I like that.
On you go, Alan.
So, for me, it's very easy. Lampard, serial winner, massive part of that Chelsea side. Chelsea captain, has won the Champions League.
Wasn't Chelsea captain.
Let me talk.
You have to let him talk, but you can come in and say that.
Yeah, you can come in and say that.
Call him silly when it's your turn.
Yeah, so for me, he was the best and most instrumental part of that golden generation midfield. I think he could do it all. He was the perfect sort of box to box. He could go forward, he could come back and help out defensively, and that for me, I think, just puts him onto a winner for me.
It was quick.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
So Lampard wasn't the Chelsea captain, it was John Terry. Gerrard captained Liverpool and then laterally captained England.
Clapton.
He could be attacked.
He's trying to get back at you.
He could try. Gerrard also played in the back three for a little bit towards the end because he could defend just as well. But I think most people would say Gerrard is definitely the best player in terms of his passing range. Obviously in the Premier League 100 club, just ridiculous football player.
So
and carried Liverpool like Scholes and Lampard played with some
Better teams.
the best teams there was. Gerrard carried some absolute nobodies, some donkeys, and still was so close to winning the league and done some ridiculous things in Europe.
Okay. Heggie. Why Scholes better?
I do not agree with this argument where because they played in a better team, it goes against them.
Yeah.
But it just can't happen. You have to take into account everything that they could do as a player and the teams they were in and what they won. So, your argument there, Jacob, was Gerrard could play in a back three and nearly won a Premier League.
Nearly.
It's just not good enough when you're comparing them to Scholes and Lampard. Aaron, you were talking nonsense about being a captain and box to box mid. That wasn't Lampard, he was a goal scoring attacking mid. But I think we are all dafties in the grand scheme of things. Let's go to the actual people who know what they're talking about. The ex-pros, and they all pick Scholes.
I don't think they do.
Pep Guardiola
They
does.
does.
A lot say Gerrard. I also think that when you look at the England team, they put Gerrard centre midfield, Lampard centre midfield, and they just put Scholes left wing because he wasn't good enough to be the centre mid for England.
Is that why they moved Trent out of position into other positions? Because he's not good enough to play right back?
Probably Kyle Walker's better than him. It's the same reason that Lampard and Gerrard are better than Scholes. Thanks for that. He's raging.
It's nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It is.
No.
You know
I think
what it
that
is?
Gerrard is by far the best of the three in terms of goals and assists.
He just did not have
The winning mentality.
The winning mentality, the
Exactly.
capacity to win. He just
Definitely.
didn't have
The
You
will,
saw-
the
you
will
saw-
to win.
He didn't have that will to win. He didn't have the grit to drag a
But
team
it's-
through it.
Gerrard
Best
could
player.
say it. Gerrard could
Best
say-
player, best manager, hands down.
Best manager.
Best
definitely.
manager, but we're talking about players here, Jacob.
Third
You just
best.
said Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
You know what I'm talking about.
We knew what he was talking about. Jacob didn't understand
Not
the
the
assignment.
managers. Come on now.
I'm
I
going.
like that you tried to make that your argument because you felt you were being ganged up on though, which I do feel like that's.
was
What,
fine.
what,
I was
what do you
more
think?
than-
What do you think's the main attribute of a midfielder? I would say passing, and I think Scholes is the best passer.
Oh, I think Gerrard's long passes were better than Scholes.
Have you seen the compilation of Gerrard's long passes compared to Scholes? I've watched it. Gerrard,
I think you're both.
Gerrard always got it at head height. Scholes was
I
on the
forgot.
pinky toe.
Aaron's forgot that Lampard was involved.
I was going to say, I think they're both underlooking
Lampard's
contribution.
You guys forgot he was involved.
We don't need to discuss Frank. That's nonsense.
We do need to discuss Frank because I think, even by ex-pros, he's criminally underrated.
Name one example.
Aaron, name
And
the
the fact that the people are saying Paul Scholes was better. Paul Scholes was not better.
I think the most two-footed was Gerrard. The best at dribbling was Gerrard. The best at defending was Gerrard.
The worst
And I
at winning
think-
titles was Gerrard.
The
But
best
that's a
slipper
team
was
thing.
Gerrard.
I think if you're having to bring in team things, that says a lot about your argument.
Do you know the best thing about Scholes?
Mm-hmm.
He was retired and came back and won a league for Man United
impressive.
by himself.
Not by himself.
himself?
Not by himself.
He did play in 2011 final though. Within that,
Yeah, he
It's
was weirdly a sub.
not as if it
That's
was
how he didn't win.
Whereas
It's not-
Gerrard won it, captaining them, scoring a pen. I don't know if he scored a pen actually.
Yeah.
But lifting
Right.
the trophy.
Aaron,
Scholes has
Aaron,
two Champions
right,
Leagues.
Aaron. We'll ask you. Who do you think's one out of these two?
Because it's not me.
99
Did Scholes play 99?
yeah.
No, he was suspended in that
I
final.
mean, he's won two
Oh, right,
Champions
okay.
I
Leagues.
was going to say, it's tough. Because
I've asked Aaron who he thinks is one out of you two. But you guys were talking there. We just decided, right, Aaron, you're out.
yeah,
Based on the
To
argument,
be fair,
not the player.
based on the
Aye.
argument, Aaron, I don't think mentioned the fact that Lampard scored 187 goals.
Yeah.
He's
And the
got the
fact
most goals by far.
The fact that that's not been mentioned in the 3
Yeah,
minutes of discussing, you're out.
I
I'm
know.
sorry you've not mentioned it
That's
because
fair.
that's got to be your argument.
that's fair.
So
It's Chelsea's all-time.
I
goal
feel like in
scorer.
this situation, it's unfortunate for you because Aaron decided he would just jump on Heggie's team.
No.
He backs Scholes more than Lampard.
I know, and simply because of Heggie's manipulation in that state, I have got to give him the win. He definitely won that one there.
Just because I got someone on his side.
Yeah, right. Well, he's
I
managed.
think,
I
I
mean-
think Lampard's the best out of them all.
Aye,
I think
he didn't
Gerrard.
get- he didn't get a look in. So there you go.
Sorry, Frank.
We have
Frankie Boy Lampard.
I love you, Frank.
Jeez, oh. Right, well, that was
A
good
great
fun.
win.
That was
That
good
was a
fun.
lot of fun.
I had to hold my tongue a lot there. That was, yeah.
Are you biting it?
Don't know if you saw that. It was crazy. My mouth was closed. No, that was good fun. Comment, of course, if you enjoyed that. If you want to see us do something like that again, make sure you're leaving a like, you're subscribing, and as always, take it easy.